In the postmodern world, there is an interesting phenomenon returning to the community. There is a growing need of connection and a sense of belonging. On the one hand, there is liberalism, pluralism, media, a global world, a common market, but in the other hand, there is a return to the self, to the community. The rabbis and educators' responsibility in the community is, of course, to reach out and bring each and every Jew to the community.
Straus Amiel, Beren Amiel, the Claudia Cohen Women Educators Institute are an answer to a very critical need.
18 years ago, when I returned from serving as a chief rabbi in Uruguay, in a community of 30,000 Jews, I established together with Rabbi Shlomo Riskin the institute which works with a religious Zionist modern Orthodox approach, trains and sends rabbis and educators all over the Jewish world.
Beren Amiel teaches the educators. Straus Amiel teaches the rabbis. The Claudia Cohen Women's Educators Institute sends women spiritual leaders.
We are always looking for a personality that, on the one hand, can lend itself to work within other cultures around the world. Not just the Israeli culture where they live and function, but rather other cultures that are outside of the confines of the State of Israel. Be able to influence them and be influenced by them at the same time.
The way to save many Jews and see to the future of Am Israel is through strong spiritual leadership. Going out of the old structure of synagogue life, towards the people, towards our brother and sister, of whom many are distant and lost, not always geographically, but spiritually and in their identity. That is our responsibility.
In order to really fulfill my task, my shlichut here in Zurich, I really realized that me being a rabbi doesn't just mean to sit in an office and answer halachic questions all day, but it means being out there, being with the people.
What we are doing in the programs of Beren Amiel and Straus Amiel, that to know how to deal with the challenges of media, how to deal with social problems. And in the end of the process of 2 years, we could be proud of the results when we see rabbis that know how to run community, things that they've never learned before in the yeshiva.
The most important thing that I learned was how to relate to different types of Judaism. Understand what it means to be a Reformed Jew, what it means to be a conservative Jew, what it means to be an Orthodox Jew.
I got a sense of what it means to be a rabbi, not from the books and the laws, but from the people, from the opportunities, and from the situations we would meet coming into a community such as this. So the question is, how do you make them more connected to their Judaism, even though their lives in general are not necessarily all that religious? And therein, I think, lies the tremendous opportunity for a rabbi working in a diaspora community.
We had Limud, Estonia, a month and a half ago, just before Rosh Hashanah. 500 plus people came together for a Shabbaton. Totally secular. They're serving non-kosher food. There's a concert in the middle of Shabbat dinner with live music, a musician brought in from Israel, a band. They're showing a film. Not exactly the atmosphere you'd expect a rabbi to be at. But they asked, would I be willing to make sure that there's kiddush, to do things? And so now, in the midst of having a concert on Friday night, there's also kiddush.
It's a blessing to be in a small community because we realize that everybody matters. Every little thing that you do matters. Every little thing that you do every day, it matters. And so our focus becomes the small things, how to relate to everything as if that is the most important thing of the day.
לפני כמה שנים הבנו שרב ספרדי מתפקד בצורה טיפה אחרת, ושקהל ספרדי גם מצפה מהרב התנהלות קצת שונה. ולכן אנחנו פה מוסיפים תכנים אחרים, אנחנו עוסקים בפסיקה ספרדית, אנחנו עוסקים בהיסטוריה של הקהילות, אנחנו עוסקים בהבנת המנהגים, אנחנו עוסקים בשאלות של זהות, מהי ספרדיות היום בעולם הערבי, אנחנו עוסקים בדמויות רבניות, וגם אנחנו עוסקים ברבנות מעשית ספרדית.
Our campus chaplains, as we call them in the UK, provide Jewish services for students in every possible capacity. It's been a pleasure over the last few years to build a strong relationship with Rabbi Grunstein and the Straus Amiel, Beren Amiel, Claudia Cohen programs, which have proven repeatedly to provide couples for campuses who are ideologically attuned to the needs of British university students.
And being a college campus rabbi, being a chaplain, is definitely different than being a community rabbi, just in the sense that my congregants are students. They are emerging adults. They are in the cusp between being young and being a bit older. They're in their first steps into the real world, and they need a rabbi. My job as rabbi is to see beyond what they're asking, what their spiritual, emotional, and physical needs are.
One of the challenges for a student in a place like this is staying Jewish. That's I think the biggest challenge.
For example, in this very building, the Great Hall in the University of Leeds, where students go only when they graduate, we had all the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur services, as well as Shabbat UK. We ate there, and we had an incredible atmosphere.
This building is in the center of the university, and it was important for us to deliver the message to the students that you can be a very proud Jew in the middle of the university.
And in a world which understands women's role and the importance of women's role, it's very important that young girls have role models, women spiritual leaders.
Rabbanit Renana led us over the year. She taught us almost every week, every time we met. She was the leader of the lessons.
קודם כל בתפקיד אני חושבת שהתפקיד הכי גדול לפני שהיא עושה, הרבנית היא מודל חי לשילוב של משפחה עם קריירה ועשייה. בלי לדבר, בלי איזשהו רצפט של איך זה קורה. מספיק שרבנית מגיעה עם ילדים, או שמדברת על המשפחה, או שמנהלת חיי משפחה ועושה. בעצם יש כאן איזשהו מודל חי שמסתובב ומשדר להם את המסר.
She actually brought experts into the classroom, psychiatrists, children of shlichim themselves, to speak to us about their experiences on shlichut. We couldn't ask for better support than the Beren Bams have given us.
We help them in their positions. We are available through any number of means, be it by phone, by email, by visiting them in person. We try and help them when they're in the field. They know that based on our knowledge and based on our experience, sometimes the best person to ask is somebody who's been there, done that, and understands the community, understands the needs of the community, and can therefore give an appropriate answer.
I think what I took from Rabbi Birenboim is the love he has for every Jew and the way he expressed it, and I think that's something that I took very strongly to what I'm doing here.
Straus Amiel program is a great blessing to the Jewish world. Maybe it sounds like too much, but it's not. And I cannot sufficiently find the right words to say thank you to Rabbi Birenbaum and to everyone at Straus Amiel for producing, because every one of the rabbis that we now have working in Poland, in our structure, all of them are graduates of Amiel. To say you should continue to 120 years, that's good enough for one person. But Straus Amiel has to continue for a lot more than only 120 years.
פנים אל פנים, השירים שאהבנו, תודה על השנים.
לכל מקום אליו
אנו הולכים.
אני
הולכת
לעם ישראל.
לעם ישראל.
לעם ישראל. לעם ישראל. לעם ישראל.
נפגשנו, מה אני בלעדיכם, יחד התרגשנו, כל זה בשבילכם. כמה טוב שנפגשנו, כאן פנים אל פנים.